So in this case, what happens? Resetting of sensitivity means what? At the core of this particular thing is, as I just mentioned, that when a bacterium, a motile bacterium gets exposed to a repellent, it tends to move away. It tumbles, the flagella starts rotating clockwise, it tumbles away from the source, right? But it doesn't do it for remaining life. Okay. For about a second it tumbles, and then the sensitivity is reset. It is ready to, do the same thing again if it comes across another repellent. So what is at the core of this adaptation? What is at the core of resetting of sensitivity, as we are referring to it as? So if you remember, I told you that the receptors, the chemoreceptors, they have 4 domains. We have a periplasmic domain which comes across the repellent or attractant. We have a transmembrane domain, and in the cytoplasm we have 2 types of domains: domain 1 and domain 2. Domain 1, or whatever, one of the domains interact with the central processing system, means CHE proteins, and there is a domain, which has got glutamate residues. These glutamate residues undergo reversible methylation, and this reversible methylation is at the core of this adaptation. So, I told you, we discussed that there are 2 genes, CHER, which codes for a methyl transferase, and CHEB, which codes for a methyl esterase. So what happens? CHER, when the receptor comes across a repellent, then what does it do? It tends to methylate. The source of the methyl group donor is S-adenosyl methionine. S-adenosyl methionine. Right? In all biological reaction, the methyl group donor is this. So it gets converted to S-adenosyl homocysteine. So methyl groups get methylated at the gamma carbon, right? And then there is another gene called CHEB, which codes for methyl esterase, which will, hydrolyze the methyl group. So it goes in a cyclic manner. So what happens? The tumbling and smooth swimming, they are interconnected, right? They are beautifully connected by a circuit. What is that circuit? If you remember, I told you write down that when a receptor is bound to repellent, when a receptor is bound to attractant, this will not happen. When a receptor is unoccupied, vacant, then couple of methyl groups remain methylated. But when a repellent comes and bind, minimum 4 groups get methylated. So binding of repellent, promotes methylation of the chemoreceptor in cytoplasmic domain. The site of methylation is glutamate residues over there. Now methylated receptor, okay, when it has got minimum 4 methyl groups, then this methylated receptor, it promotes phosphorylation of CHEA. Phosphorylation of CHEA. So now you have to recall what we studied, that phosphorylated CHEA, in turn phosphorylate CHEY. And when CHEY gets phosphorylated, it results in tumbling. Right? And this is what we want, because a repellent is bound. So we want bacteria to tumble, we want bacteria to move away. But phosphorylated CHEA in turn also phosphorylates CHEB, that is methyl esterase. And what is the role of methyl esterase? Methyl esterase, or before that, let me tell you, this phosphorylated CHEB has got a enhanced activity. When CHEB gets phosphorylated, its activity gets markedly enhanced. And what does CHEB do? CHEB hydrolyzes methyl group. So it demethylates the receptor. So now let us understand how this tumbling and smooth swimming, they are interconnected by a circuit. So when the receptor is bound to a repellent is bound to the receptor, it forming a receptor repellent complex. Rapidly, what happens? Very rapidly, now you understand, when repellent is bound, it promotes methylation. Methylated receptor in turn promotes phosphorylation of CHEA, and CHEA, phosphorylated CHEA in turn phosphorylates CHEY. So rapidly CHEA gets phosphorylated, CHEY gets phosphorylated. CHEY gets phosphorylated. Right? And when CHEY gets phosphorylated, it results in tumbling. So this takes place rapidly on time scale. See the circuit inbuilt therein at a slow level, at a slow pace, because CHEA phosphorylated CHEA, now you know phosphorylate CHEB as well, and phosphorylated CHEB has got a markedly increased methyl esterase activity. So, but at a slower pace, it results in less methylated receptors, because CHEB will be removing the first methyl groups. So you will have less methylated receptor. The only difference between these two circuits is, whereas this one takes place rapidly, this happens rapidly, this takes place slowly. When you have less methylated receptors, it results in lower levels of phosphorylated CHEA, which in turn will result in lower levels of phosphorylated CHEY. And when you have less of phosphorylated CHEY, it results in smooth swimming. So this is what is called as a resetting of the sensitivity, or this is what is referred to as adaptation. And this is very important in every biological system. You will find that whenever it gets activated, whenever it gets energized, it has to come back to its normal state. So what do we understand now if you have to sum? If we have to sum up, it is like this, that these chemoreceptors are miniature information processing devices. They are miniature information processing devices. Okay, and they can exist in, they can be unoccupied, they can remain unoccupied, they can be bound to an attractant, or they can be bound to a repellent, right? And they can remain in, semi-methylated form, or methylated form. When an attractant is bound, or when it is unoccupied, typically you expect only 2 methyl groups. But when a repellent is bound, there are minimum 4 methyl groups are there, right? Minimum 4 methyl groups are there. And it also shows the characteristics of adaptation. So you understand what is meant by adaptation, that is resetting of sensitivity. So a beautiful mechanism is there. Please remember that the flagellar motor is a miniaturized motor, and even man-made motors cannot work the way it works. Spontaneously, it can change its direction of rotation from clockwise to counterclockwise, spontaneously, almost spontaneously, right? And it is powered by proton motive force. So this is all about the chemotaxis. Thank you.